Hi, this is Skoggit, and first of all, I want to say good morning to everybody. It's morning here in Tornado Alley, Texas. It looks like it's going to be a really nice day, and it's time for story time with Skoggit. And today's story is Who Let the Dogs Out? And before I get started with the story, I'm going to take a sip of my hot coffee here. Nothing like a good cup of coffee in the morning. Then we'll get started. Tell you what, that Folgers coffee, I think is the best there is. Really like it. Have it every morning. Now get to the story. This takes place in 1967. I was like 10 years old at the time, and I was outside playing in the yard there. And I look down the street about halfway down the block, and I hear a bunch of yapping going on, like a bunch of barking. So I look, and there's a dog catcher. There's a dog catcher truck, the city dog catcher truck. And he stopped about halfway down the block on the other side of the street. And I was kind of watching them and could see him. I noticed there was a little dog what was running around, like he was just running loose. And so this dog catcher gets out, and he takes this long old thing with a little loop on the end, and he's like starting to like chase this dog. And this guy is like, oh man, he's got to weigh 400 pounds and just greasy and dirty looking. And he's wearing this cap, what looks kind of like the Englishman. I guess you call them Englishman cap. They have kind of a bill, but then they're kind of slanted down. Anyway, I think you know the cap, what I'm talking about. Anyway, he commences to try to run after this little dog, and he's going to catch him. So I see him doing this, and I'll start walking towards that dog catcher truck. And I see all these dogs in there. I get to the dog catcher truck. He's over running after this, about half a block down, just chasing this little dog everywhere, trying to catch it. And the dog is like I say, it's outsmarting him. And so I look, and he's got a bunch of dogs in here now. And the way it's set up is the dog catcher trucks back then had just, it was kind of like, I guess you call it fence wire, kind of like what you see these wired fences. That's what was this truck was kind of made out of. And it had doors. It had, like, you could see the dogs in there, and it had doors to it where they would open, and you'd throw the dog in and then shut it, and there was a latch. And there was 6 different compartments. It was like, on that truck, it was like one here, one here, one here, and then on the other side there was 3 more exactly the same. And I guess he had about 10 dogs in there. And they were big dogs, little dogs, medium dogs of all kinds. And going to take them to the dog pound. I guess he was working all day rounding up those, and then when he gets a full load, he takes them over. I don't know. Anyway, he's chasing this dog. And I go over, and I'm looking at these dogs. They're barking like crazy. And there's this little bitty old dog. There's a little bitty old dog. I remember it. Looked kind of like one of those, I call them weenie dogs. I think they're called dash hounds or whatever. Anyway, he's in there, and he's just kind of looking at me. And I thought, man, they're going to take these dogs to the pound and kill them. So what I did is I went ahead and the latch would just latch in. There was a latch what just latched in. I went ahead and popped the latch and popped the latch and popped the latch on all these and opened all the doors, and the dogs took off running. Then I ran around to the other side, did the same thing, So all these dogs, there's like 10 of them, they're running everywhere, barking and yapping and everything. And the old guy, dog catcher, sees me and turns around and looks at me, and he yells out, "Hey kid, what the?" I'm not going to use the words what he said, but he was mad. He commenced to running towards me, and whenever he did, I took off running, and had all these dogs running everywhere. I took off running, and he was chasing me. I'll never forget that. He was just so big he couldn't. There's no way he could keep up with me, and he was cussing and yelling and screaming and carrying on, and he was mad. I mean, this guy was, he was to the point of having a heart attack. And so anyway, I let them dogs out, and they all ran off, and I don't know, I went ahead and ran, and then eventually got ahead of them and went back home and went in the back door. So I looked through whenever I got in, I looked through the curtain and everything, and I saw him, and he was still over there running around, and he's trying to round up all them dogs. And finally, he just threw his arms up and just went back to his truck, secured all the latches, and drove off. So I don't know if he ever caught any of them, but I was like, when I saw that dash hound and the way he was looking at me, I thought, I'm not going to let him take these dogs and kill them. So I let them all out. So I was the one that let the dogs out. Hope you enjoyed this story, and I'll have more story time coming. This is Skoggit. I appreciate all you viewers and subscribers out there, and y'all take care.